Hello my lovely Morbid thoughts, welcome back to my channel. It's Morbid Gamer here with another speed build video for you guys. So today we are going to be doing the floor plan challenge. However, our floor plan is a little bit old school to say the least. So why don't we go ahead and get started and see what we come up with. So here we are in our speed build video. So first things first that I want to knock out of the way is showing you guys this the blueprint of the speed build up close and personal, so you guys can get kind of an idea of how old this thing is. I found this on Pinterest while I was kind of scoping the French. I just typed in French and homes, and eventually I got to this blueprint, this floor plan, and I was like, whoa, this is old school AF. Let's go ahead and like build off of this. So here it is. I'm just gonna put it right here in this video. And the one thing that I found interesting was that every room is kind of labeled, but it's in French. So I don't speak French. So I had to go ahead and translate every single room for myself, just so I can kind of get an idea of what each room was going to be. So I don't speak French again, and I don't have an accent, so you're gonna have to bear with me. But the first room is called the Salon. I'll probably put in some audio just so it can cover up like how much I butcher each single room and how to pronounce it.
Salon.
So there's that one. That's obviously the living room. Then we have the travail. Again, insert audio now.
Travail.
That translates to job, which I don't know exactly what that means, but I went ahead and just went with a study, or like what's the word? An office. There you go, an office, because of like, where do you get your work done? Most likely an office. So that's what I thought it translated to. So that's what we're gonna turn that room into. Then there's the cuisine. I don't know.
Cuisine.
Yeah, that is most likely the kitchen. Cuisine, I know, because that's kind of translates to like food, right? In English, that's what that means. So I was like, okay, that's the kitchen. And then, yeah, I can't pronounce this one, so I'm just going ahead and let it do its thing.
Salle à manger.
That is the dining room. So that is what we're going to convert that room into. And then there's also the entryway, which is pronounced
vestibule,
like that. And so that is just the entrance of the home, and that's kind of like a hallway, I think, or something like that it translates to. And then the upstairs, I have no idea how to pronounce any of this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let it do its thing again.
CH un coucher.
And those are all just rooms. And so the upstairs is just full of rooms. That's all that it is. So I thought that this was very interesting. I'm like, I've gotten really good at following floor plans, so this comes like second nature, to be honestly. I think the harder things is coming up with homes or like builds off like the top of your head, not viewing anything, just deciding to go raw deep into it. So I'm like, I can't do that. Y'all are very talented if you're able to do that off the top of your head and you know how to do that. So I'm like, I always have to have some kind of floor plan. Again, I've gotten so used to it just because I've done so many of these. And I think one thing that I would, if you guys are planning to use floor plans, the one trick, or I guess a suggestion that I would give you guys, is to always follow the windows. I think that's important. Even if you don't have a floor plan and you just have an image and you're just trying to build off of that image of like a home, I say always follow the doors and the windows. That will give you kind of like a scale perspective on how big it is, and yeah, how to scale it within the Sims, because obviously this is the Sims, and what you're using when it comes to floor plans or a picture of a house, that's real life, so it's not gonna be the same thing. So you gotta kind of scale it to the game. So that is my best suggestion on how to do floor plans or pictures when it comes to homes if you're trying to recreate it. So we're still working on the outside, and I'm like, when I came across this, I was like, this is really like old school French style, and I feel like that is what I'm route. I feel like that's what I'm trying to go for when it comes to my French style world in my save file when it comes to Windenburg. So links to my save file will be down below. That's not my actual like done completed save file. You can't download it yet because I have gotten some messages from you guys wanting to download it, and I feel so bad because I thought I kind of made it a little bit clear that it was just a work in progress. It's not done. Like, you can't download it yet, so I'm so sorry that I didn't make that clear. But yeah, this isn't done. It's just kind of like a progress document. It's just like how many like builds I've done thus far, what worlds I've worked in, what the builds look like, yada yada. It's just kind of information just in case you guys want to keep up with it. So that's all that it is, but it's not done yet. So Windenburg, again, this is like the exact style. So I was like, I have to go ahead and build this thing. It's so old school looking and it's exactly up my alley. So I'm like, we gotta do it. This is very, I don't know. This is like 18th century vibe, I think, is what I got from it. I don't know when this was created, but it screams 18th century to me. And it's like a manor slash mansion. It's very like, what's the word? Elegant, uppity. I don't know. Those are the two words that probably comes to mind right now. So it's really like elegant on the outside, but on the inside, I definitely tried to like modernize it a little bit. You'll see here and there. It's not like, it doesn't scream too old school to me, except for maybe the living room. The living room is the only thing that's a little bit like French style old school vibes. But the rest, I feel of the house, I feel like we should probably upgrade it. The new owner that moved in here probably upgraded some things here and there, so it doesn't look too 18th century for our Sims, because we're living in the year 2020 and like, come on now, we need some new things. So we're working on the living room right now, and this is what I was talking about those like, it's very like old school furniture. It's got those weird, I don't even know how to describe this. I'm not like the best when it comes to interior design and like all the terminology and stuff when it comes to furniture. I know like a little bit here and there, but they got those like old school elegant vibes to it. And then something that I noticed that I didn't like off the bat from this floor plan is that everything is closed off. All the rooms are separate, which I don't like because I tend to build more like modern style, and in modern builds you'll always find that things are very like open. There's always an open floor plan. Things are just not sectioned off. Like, you don't have like a room for a living room, a room for dining room, a room for a kitchen. It's very like claustrophobic, whereas I like things to just kind of flow, breathe. I don't like to feel like I'm stuck in these little rooms. So that's something that I was like, this is not up my alley at all. But I guess this is how they used to build back in the day, or like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure people still build this way. But if you do build that way, that's fine. I'm not knocking it. It's just that I prefer when things are just more open spaced. So off the bat, I noticed that very quickly because I'm not used to building that way. So another concern of mine was the fact that the rooms are very like squared off. So we got, you know, 4 rooms downstairs, 4 rooms upstairs. Everything's kind of like just in its own little place. But the rooms, I felt like were, even just by looking at the floor plan, I was like, these rooms scream kind of like tiny, compact. I don't know how this is gonna end up working out, but it ends up working out, obviously. Just because the rooms, they didn't feel like they were gonna fit a lot of things, and the Sims were just gonna be kind of like a little tight in there, but it ends up working out. I don't know how, but it did. I don't know, when it comes to furniture, I feel like I don't really know how it is to scale, like when it comes to rooms and how big they are. Sometimes when I'm building, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be small, and then it ends up being too big. So I feel like something else that I have to learn when it comes to building is how to scale when it comes to the furniture, because I can scale when it comes to like building the house, but once it comes to actually furnishing, I feel like sometimes I get way in over my head. So if I think something's too big, it probably means that I have to go smaller. That's usually the case. Like I don't think I've ever built and was like, oh my God, this has to be like way bigger. I think it's most of the time I'm like, I gotta build this smaller just because when it comes to furnishing, I'm just gonna have a really tough time trying to figure out how to fill the space in, because when you build too big, you come to like find that things are just too scattered. It's too sparse, and I don't like that. I actually like when things are just very cluttered, when it feels like the home's been lived in, and most of the times that's because things are filling the room. And I really need to get better at that. So I think a good suggestion would probably be, if you think that it's too small, it probably isn't, and you should probably go smaller. That's most of the time that's what I find. And like if it ends up being too small, you can always kind of like work around, kind of like Tetris that the whole thing, and like maneuver things here and there, or if not, just like make the room bigger. Like you could always do that and like kind of work around with the build on the outside and like manage it. So it's fine. I feel like that's a good like rule to go by. Just a little suggestion. So, oh my God, we just finished the dining room, working on the kitchen. Now, the dining room, I wanted to go a little bit grand, but again, because the rooms are so like squared off and kind of on the tinier side, I couldn't fit in like a pretty grand and like long and spacious dining table like I wanted to, because I don't know, it just screams elegant French. It just screams to me like it needs to be grand, when it is not always the case, or it doesn't always have to be the case. So we just kind of ended up downscaling it a bit and just making it feel a little bit more homey and quaint. So the kitchen again looks more modern than the outside, which I knew was gonna have to be the case. I'm not gonna make this look old school no 18th century vibe up in here. So obviously that the kitchen needed an upgrade, and I thought that the kitchen was actually gonna be a little bit, what's the word, again, I thought everything wasn't gonna fit. It ended up fitting fine. Like I think the kitchen's pretty good. The one thing that I don't like about this floor plan is that it only has one freaking bathroom. It's got 4 bedrooms, but only 1 bathroom. Maybe that's how they used to do it back in the day. Maybe because, I don't know, plumbing and bathrooms. I don't know what the deal was back then. I don't know much history, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really pay attention a lot in history class. I thought it was the worst subject ever in like high school, so I didn't really pay that much attention, not gonna lie. So I don't know how they used to do it back then, but 1 bathroom, girl, not for me, not today. I need, for 4 bedrooms, I feel like you at least have to have 3 bathrooms. Come on now. So I already have a sim in mind when it comes to this, and she's already been made. She's pretty fabulous. She's into fashion. She owns her own store, which you'll see in time, hopefully, once I get this done. So she lives by herself, but I did, since it's 4 bedrooms, I was like, how am I gonna fill this in? I decided to have another room just in case you guys or the sim needs a roommate, however you decide to play with this household, if you decide to play with this household. So there's an extra room, and since there's the new roommate system when it comes to Discovery University, I was like, this would be good for like if she decides to have a roommate to live with her. So there's that. We're almost done with the speed build. I did cut out a lot of the building, and when it comes to recording, just 'cause I don't want this to be too long. Like, ain't nobody got time for a 40-minute speed build video. Like, come on now. Not knocking like speed builders, but 40 minutes I think is a little bit much. So I always try and like cut things out like that aren't necessary, a little bit repetitive, and like, yeah, I don't need to see that. So we're almost done. Stay tuned for the screenshots at the end. If you guys want to download this and cop this build, my origin ID is down below in the description. You can always find it there. I know some of you guys have issues finding me, but I don't know why that is. Also, the document for my save file to follow along is also linked down below. I know some of you guys messaged me about downloading the save file. It is not ready. I don't know. I hope I didn't like mislead you guys. I'm trying to make it clear. It's just like a progress document on how far we've come. It's not ready yet, so you can't download it. But that's all that I have for this video, and I will see you all in my next one. So bye for now.